Hello and welcome back students in second part of today's lecture. So in the previous part I was telling you that while thunderstorm is there, so how can we save ourselves when we are outside the home? Okay, so in that case I have told you that we should be inside any place which is surrounded by metallic sheet or metallic plate something. Okay, so when we are securing a space from the electric field, so that is called electrostatic shielding. Okay, so this thing you can understand by another example, that neighboring circuits in electronic devices are protected from electric interactions by placing metallic shields around certain circuit or component. Okay, so you have seen that in many electrical devices, the electronic components are inside a metallic box. Why are they inside the box? Because as we all know that from the distribution of charges, all the charges are distributed over the surface of any conductor, and inside the surface the electric field is zero. This thing we have discussed in chapter 1 as well. Okay, so inside the metallic box, what is the electric field? E equals to 0. So whatever device we put inside a metallic box, okay, totally completely closed packed metallic box, that thing will be saved from outer electric field. Okay, so this process of creating a cavity inside a conductor to protect anything from the electric field is called electrostatic shielding or screening. Okay, today one very important topic we are going to discuss, that is capacitor and capacitance. So first of all, what is a capacitor? A capacitor is an electrical device used to store electric charge and hence electric energy. Okay, so in general terms what we can say, a capacitor is a system of two conductors of any shapes or sizes separated by an insulator. Commonly used insulators are air, paper, mica, etc. First of all, I will tell you that why we need a capacitor. Okay, as we all know that in any conductor, when charge is supplied and there is no medium further to conduct the charge, so all the charges are accumulated on the conductor. Okay, so if any isolated conductor is there, okay, from where there can be no supply of charge to another place, in that type of conductor when we give charge, so charges are distributed over the conductor. Okay, and hence when the conductor becomes charged, it gets some energy also, electric energy, and that energy can be used for many purpose. Now as we all know that charges are accumulated over the surface of conductor, so if we want to uh, store more charge, okay, we need large size of conductor. And one more thing is there, as the charges on a conductor increases, its potential also increases. Okay, but if we want only the charges to be accumulated on conductor but not the potential to increase so much, okay, and if we want to store large amount of charge on very small space, so that time we use a capacitor. The charges are stored on the surface of conductor, so if we want to save more charges we need more area. Okay, large area we require. So if want to uh, store very large amount of charge, we need a very large amount of conductor. But if we want it to be compact, if we want that the size of the conductor will not be so much, so that time, and we also want that potential will also not increase, so to overcome these two problems, one device is designed which is called a capacitor. A capacitor may have two plain parallel metallic plates, two concentric metallic spheres or two concentric cylinders. But in our course, we are going to study about only the plain parallel metallic plates. Okay? These other two types, that concentric one and cylindric one, is now not in our syllabus. So accordingly, it is named as a parallel plate capacitor, spherical capacitor or cylindrical capacitor. So these are the types of capacitors. Okay. Now we have a rough idea about capacitor. Let's discuss about the capacitance. So capacitance of a conductor is the measure of its ability to store charge. If any conductor can store more charge, it has high capacitance. If it store less charge, it has less capacitance. Okay. In next topics, we will study about capacitor, and there we have to find out the capacitance of capacitor. So let's first derive the formula of capacitance for a capacitor. So here in figure you can see that there is one conducting plate which is mounted over an insulating stand. This stand is an insulator, so the charges which will give on this plate cannot go to other place. All the charges will accumulate on the plate only. Okay. So now let's give positive charges to this plate. So what happened? Its potential also will increase with the charge. Okay. And as we continue giving the charge particles, more and more charge will come on the plate. Its potential keeps increasing. Okay. So that means we can write this formula: Q is directly proportional to V. Okay. As we increase the charge, the potential also will increase. If we want to remove this proportionality sign, we will introduce one constant here. Okay. And this proportionality constant which we have introduced here, okay, its value depends upon the shape and size of the conductor and also the medium around the plate and the other conducting objects lying near it. Okay. If a medium is not air but any other medium is there, so that time the value of this constant also will change. Now this formula can be written like this: C equals to Q upon V. So here this constant C which we have introduced is the capacitance of this capacitor. Okay. How can we define capacitance? Thus, capacitance of a conductor may be defined as the ratio of the charge given to the conductor to the increase in its potential. Okay. So value of C is Q upon V. So what will be its SI unit? SI unit of charge is coulomb and for potential is volt. So for capacitance it will be coulomb per volt. Okay. And this coulomb per volt is called 1 farad. So here you can see definition of 1 farad. The capacitance of a conductor is said to be 1 farad if a charge of 1 coulomb increases its potential by 1 volt. So if we give 1 coulomb of charge to any plate and by that its potential increases by 1 volt, so that time the capacitance of the plate will be called as 1 farad. Okay. And here you can see some other values are given: mu farad, microfarad. Okay, microfarad, 1 microfarad equals to 10 to the power minus 6 farad and 1 picofarad equals to 10 to the power minus 12 farad. This micro and pico values you must remember, because when we solve the numerical problems, many times you can see this micro and pico word will be there. So whenever you have micro, that means 10 to the power minus 6 and pico means 10 to the power minus 12. Okay. Then from this formula we can also derive the dimensional formula for capacitance, which is m to the power minus 1 L to the power minus 2 T4A2. This is the dimensional formula of 1 farad. So this is it for today's lecture. Now about capacitors, some more interesting things, types and energy stored, etc. that we'll discuss in next lecture. Till then, goodbye, take care and do some productive work. And one very important thing, be healthy, be safe.